How's it going, guys? My name's AJ Akpodiete, but you can call me AJ for short, and I'm here back with another thoughtful Thursday. Sorry if I'm not looking at the camera. My general presence is kind of weird. One, the background is different because I'm going to be moving around a lot this summer. So as I make videos, you're going to see me in tons of different backgrounds and things. So if it seems like I'm a little bit off every time, that might be a little bit why. Like, I'm just doing things a little bit different each time, in different spaces, trying different setups. You see I got the mic in the shot, kind of seeing how this works, just experimenting with different things and how they end up sounding. There's also a beeping noise coming from somewhere over there, and I don't know how to stop it, but I wanted to try out the lighting in this room just to see what it's like. In last week's Thoughtful Thursday, I started talking about the lessons that I learned as a sophomore in college. And there's a lot of them, there's a lot of things that I learned, but I wanted to just focus in on 3 lessons. And the first one was dependency. I was talking about how, I was working on this one project for the entire day and I wasn't getting very far. My roommate, I asked if he could give me some help, and then he ended up working at 3 times the pace that I did, because it was that stuff that I'm just not good at. And then a few of my friends, they started this new church, and then when I went to go and help out, I realized all the individual people with their different talents and skills and gifts and whatnot, they all come together and put their gifts together, working towards a good common goal, and they really put together something beautiful. And that just showed me how valuable dependency is. And of course, that's in context. Of course, community more so would probably be a better word than dependency, but I feel like they're both there's not. Yeah. And then I also talked about patience and how that was a lesson that I learned. I didn't share a story necessarily about patience, but I guess one thing that I could say about it is that near the beginning of the school year, my church postponed the service that a lot of the students from my school went to. And so when they did that, it was kind of well, man, what do we do now? And so, I texted my friend who's the guy in charge of that service, and I was like, oh, hey, is there a certain plan of exactly what's going on here? Then he said, actually the decision wasn't his to make, someone else made the decision for him, having the thing postponed and whatnot. But and I was kind of bugging out about it for a while. I just used the word bugging out, didn't I? Little did I know was that about a month later, the new church that my friends were working together to start, started. They had actually been planning this for months beforehand, and so here was I tripping over not having the normal service that I usually go to around, but really there was already a plan for what was going to happen, and I was just focusing on this little thing that wasn't going my way. And there were other instances too where I just needed to realize that I just needed to be patient and just have rest in knowing that sometimes people really do have a plan for what they're doing, and sometimes God has a plan for what He's doing, and so it's a lesson that really impacts multiple areas of our lives, being able to be patient. And so then knowing that dependency and patience, they both came together to teach me one third lesson, and that's learning to let go. And this was a weird one because I had to learn to let go in a lot of different ways, in terms of jobs and in terms of certain opportunities, but also I think the one that I'll kind of highlight is friends, and good friends, of course. You should definitely need to know how to let go of the not good ones. But in terms of really good friends, I had one friend who transferred to another school. I had another friend, the guy who was in charge of the that college service at my church, he moved to Tennessee, like the state of Tennessee. He moved like all the way to Tennessee. Like even every time I say that out loud, I think in my mind, like, really, Tennessee? You know, which is, I mean, like, he's loving it there too and everything, you know, and so that was weird for me, you know, and even like my good friend, like, transferring to a different school, like, that was like tough, because it was like, oh man, like, I feel like I'm so sad, like I'm so upset that everyone's leaving. And then I had another friend of mine went to New York to do a year-long internship, and it's like all these good things are happening for my friends, and they're all going on into new chapters of their lives, bigger and better things. And so, you know, my friend who moved to New York, she told me, and this is kind of, it's a quote that a lot of people say. So it's like, people say, oh, is it from Mary Poppins? Is it from, you know, this pastor? Is it from that person? You know, who said this? But it was like, a missionary goes where they're needed, but maybe not necessarily wanted, and leaves when they're wanted, but no longer needed. And I thought that was really beautiful. And like, that's kind of the way that I had to look at this season. It was that my friends who are going off to do these different things, they're going off to bigger and better things, into new ways, into new chapters. And if you've ever read a really good book, like when one chapter ends, a new one begins. And it was tough for me, honestly, and I kind of tried to defer some of the feelings until it was like already the end of the semester, and then the new semester, like we were gonna have winter break and then spring semester. But it's kind of like, man, I guess this is the moment where I gotta say goodbye. And so, you know, like, you know, for some folks we had like send-off parties and whatnot, you know, and for others it was kind of like a, you know, a sad moment of just watching them move out, and it was like, I can't watch. You know, even after I had those friends, like, I had to let go of them. But then during the second semester, you know, it was weird going into it without these people who I counted on and relied on. But now I started to even grow closer to other friends who maybe I didn't see as much beforehand. And like, when I say see, like, of course you physically see someone when they're there, but sometimes you don't see them. Like, you don't really get to know them because you have your other friends, you know. And you know, just different miscellaneous, like, mutual friends that I had with my friends who left. I started to really get to know them better and see the kinds of things that were going on in their lives and in their hearts and whatnot. And some of them I was kind of like not shocked, but I was proud. I mean, kind of like they kind of like picked up the mantles of what my other friends did. Like, you know, like my pastor friend, like, he had, like, another one of my friends came and like picked up the mantle of what he was doing, and he ended up now doing double the work as he was doing before. And then my friend who moved to New York, you know, we had another friend who also like picked up the mantle, like, ministry wise, of what she was doing. And it was like, wow, I really have such a higher appreciation for these new friends, even though, like, they're not new, they were there the whole time, but I just have a new way of looking at them, you know. And I just had to let the new chapter begin. I had to learn to let go for now from friends. And like, I know I'll see them again, you know, one day, like, you know, like when my friend comes back from her internship, you know, or my other friend, you know, maybe we can always put together times to hang out. Or it's okay to let go sometimes. And there's a lot of other lessons I learned in college too, but just those are the three big ones that I wanted to share. And I'm sorry if I keep looking down. It's, I don't know, maybe it's the light makes me want to look away. But, you know, I really learned dependency and patience, and learned to let go in my sophomore year of college. Those are my thoughts, and I'm sticking to them like glue. For now, at least. A couple things I wanted to say. Thank you guys so much for watching these videos, these Thoughtful Thursdays. This is going to be the last Thoughtful Thursday, like, of that name. I'm still going to keep making these kinds of videos, but I'm going to, like, rename them. I'm thinking about the name Thinking Out Loud instead of Thoughtful Thursdays, because, like, if it's Thoughtful Thursday, I can't post it on a Wednesday or a Monday. You know? That's why I was kind of like, oh. But And so if you're on the Thoughtful Thursday playlist and you're watching this like in the future, the next video will be in a new playlist called Thinking Out Loud or something along those lines. I'm trying a lot of, that beeping noise is really getting on my nerves, but it's okay. I'm trying a lot of new things, trying to figure out like what works and what doesn't work and what I actually legitimately enjoy in terms of video creating. If you didn't see it, the video from last week, there was an iCard at the beginning, and there's also a link in the description. And I also did a remix to an Indie Minio song that I will link to right here, because I forget, this is my right and this is my left. Like for you guys, this is my right. So right there to listen to the remix I put out last week. And instead of a video question, I'm kind of think I'm gonna go back to doing like the plug of the week, like that I used to do. And so this week I wanted to really plug an artist named Joey Vantes. I really love his music. He's put out a lot of really good singles over the last couple months. And WHATUPRG. WHATUPRG just put out an EP. It's called Pleasant Hill. I'll put a link to that in the description. Yeah, my name's AJ Akpodiete, but you can call me AJ for short. And I'll see you guys next time with another video of some kind. Bye.